All right, traders, so the green streak continues. I ended up using my simple gap method strategies at market open with the SPY and with BBBY, betting on them to go down by buying some put options, and I flipped those contracts very, very quickly. The SPY was a quick 17% return, and BBBY was over a 35% return. With that being said, I'm going to teach you the strategies that we are consistently using within Trader Society to consistently make money within the stock market. These strategies are trend reversal strategies. They're very simple. They're very unique. They're highly effective, very lucrative, and have a very high win rate, guys. Ever since I've adjusted to using these key strategies at key levels only and just sticking to this, staying disciplined, only making like 5 trades per week on average, my results have gone through the roof. There's so much you can do within this market, but I'm telling you, what I have is all you need. And you'll start to see that as time goes by. As you're consistent, as you're disciplined, you'll start to realize that less is truly more. As long as you're compounding that account, your results are going to be exponential. I'm compounding my account. And with that being said, I've nearly tripled it within the past month. And I can name over 10 people within Trader Society who've made over 5 figures in the past 2 weeks. With that being said, not only am I going to walk you through these trading strategies so you can consistently do well within the market, but I'm also going to give you my updated trading plan and my updated price action analysis. As you guys know, if you watched my last video, I was interested in buying some put options on the SPY, but I decided to buy at a much lower price. And I'm going to be explaining to you why I decided to buy the puts earlier towards market open rather than waiting for it to go to $435.71. You guys know I was expecting the SPY to gap up and I was wrong. But guess what? I'm not swing trading, and it doesn't matter if I'm wrong because I'm day trading. I'm getting in, I'm getting out, and I'm going to show you in terms of what I did today. This is exactly what I teach, and this is what matters. So in terms of, the real-time alerts, this was sent out at 9:34 a.m. that I bought some, SPY put options. These were at 431 strike, slightly out of the money, and they expired today. Those contracts went up over 200%. I sold way too soon for an average of like a 14% win. With that being said, though, in terms of like the scalability and the size of my account, I mean, guys, like that percentage return is like a couple $1,000s. And I'm telling you, if you continue to compound, it adds up very, very quickly. But I didn't trade it perfectly. I'm going to be sharing with you the mistakes I made. But in terms of triple BY, I did a very good job of maximizing that one and made a nice 35% plus return over on that one. So I'm going to be showing you these strategies. So what did I tell you guys? You watch this channel. What did I tell you? Remember, towards the end, we're going to be going over some stocks. I'm going to give you the updated trading price action analysis plan. For those of you who watch this channel, you are well aware of what I say. When the SPY has a massive gap down, perspective, this previously closed at $435.71 right here. This was the closing price on Friday. It had a massive gap down. It dropped all the way to 423. So what do I tell you guys? When SPY has a massive gap down, it's an overreaction. So if you can get the gift, the opportunity in the bear market that we're in, for a quick rip towards market open within the first 30 minutes of the market open, if you can get that quick rip where SPY goes back up to fill the gap, see how, the new gap is right here at $432.17. So excuse me, that was actually Friday's closing price, not 435.17. That was the day before that, right? So in terms of Friday's closing price, that was at $432.17, right? So it has this massive gap down, drops basically 10 points. With that being said, what does it do? It rips back up. And then I tell you guys, when the SPY fills the gap and you see it reacting as resistance prior to it having a massive gap down, and if it comes up quickly like this, once you see resistance come in right here, resistance, bearish pin, exactly at the key level we trade at, the best level you can be trading at. We're not buying puts here. 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 Where are we buying puts today? Literally towards market open. With that being said, I looked at the reaction. I looked in the pre-market. I said, does this look bullish? SPY has very, very negative news, as you know. But what matters is how it responds to this key level. It just had a massive gap down from 423, a very quick pump to 432. So it's overbought for the micro price action. And when we get some bearish confirmations coming in, such as resistance, pulls back, resistance, pulls back, new lower highs right at market open. All these confirmations in this def double top are all confirmations to be buying puts, because you now have a situation where there's very little upside potential and there's huge downside potential, because it wasn't too long ago at 6 a.m. where the SPY was in the 423s, guys. The downside potential is real on that. So with that being said, I decided to alert the put options right here at 9:34 a.m. on stream. It was at 9:33. I alerted as soon as I recognized there was a nice double top. It was forming new lower highs. As soon as it cracked this key support level at 431, that's where I got in on the position. Now, with that being said, I did end up selling too soon, and I recognized that, which is why I was looking for something more towards a key resistance level, and then I went with triple BBBY, and that worked out extremely well as well. But with that being said, in terms of my exits, the reason why I did decide to exit so quickly is because within 1 minute, my contracts were up 20%. You know, these are the contracts that move rapidly, and I had heavy size on them. And I felt it was a good key level to lock in some profits. But it's also about having that perspective where, you know, this was just at 423. So give it some time, leave some size on, let it ride out. But in this case scenario, I was looking at this 1 minute candle. I know you can't see it right now, but it was looking very, very bullish. And it was towards some key support on the SPY towards that 430 level. And this 1 minute candle was looking very, very bullish. So once it started to turn very bullish before the candlestick closed, that's where I decided to start locking in the profits into that, playing it safe. And instead of getting back in on the SPY, I decided to go with triple BY. But with that being said, I was on the right side of the trend in terms of locking in profits. Like I said, I played it safe because you got a lot of support here, and we saw what can happen at 430s. And I wanted to play it safe, and I didn't want to take the extra risk. So if I were to hold that, my risk would have been I either break even. So if it rejects right here, I'm at break even. If it starts to pump, then I'm in a situation where I'm going to start losing some money and going to have to cut it if it goes above 432. But I just had strong intuition that looking at this candle, it was on track to go back to my initial entry. So I told myself, you know what? I might as well just take the 20% and then look to get back in. But as soon as I got out, it flipped. SPY flip-flopped, it turned bearish, it formed new lower highs, and I recognized that. So instead of going with the SPY on the second trade, I went with triple BY. You could see right here shortly after exiting, I ended up buying some BBBY put options at 9:44 p.m. Got in at $4.60. Check this out. This was at 9:44 p.m. The strike was the strike was $28 and the expiration was March 11th. So let's check this out here real quick. So $28 strike. These are now sitting at near $8. I bought these at $4.60. Let's see where the low of day is on these contracts. The low of day is at 325. I'll tell you this though, it's nearly impossible to get in. This was literally the minute of market open where it had a nice little crash. So realistically speaking, and you know with options, we're not getting in the first minute of market open. We give some time to see how it reacts. We wait for the spreads to thin out. We wait for some confirmation, some reactions. So in terms of my entry, the entry was literally nearly towards the lows. 9:44 a.m. is literally right here. This is the chart, guys. I'm literally buying these contracts at the lows. So not only am I pointing people in the right direction of the trend, but I'm getting them in at the best prices, and the timing is phenomenal. The timing of the entries of these trades were absolutely phenomenal on SPY and on BBBY. So with that being said, why did I decide to buy some put options on BBBY? Not just because SPY was bearish. That's not just the reason why. It's because of the strategy. So in terms of SPY, that was the gap close reversal strategy. So what we like to look for in a situation where we're buying puts like this, we look for a massive gap down. And when we see the SPY have a massive gap down, we look for a quick rip up to the previous closing price. As soon as it touches, if we see rejection and it had a nice big run up prior to that, then we're going to look to play the put options at that bearish confirmation. Did the same thing with BBBY, except you're going to see there was some minor differences. So BBBY had a massive gap up. So this is another way to play puts. This stock had a massive gap up. You could see right here, there was a gap to fill at $28.44. So the point being is when BBBY fills that gap and it starts reacting as a resistance level, it's going to have a gap close reversal. And then it's going to start to come back down just like the SPY did. Except SPY didn't have the gap to fill below. BBBY had the gap to fill below because it gapped up, right? So you see the two differences. You see what I'm talking about. This is why I like BBBY more, because it was at such key resistance levels. That's the reason why. With that being said, though, it wasn't the easiest one to trade on. These smaller cap stocks, and when they have their big days like this, the options can fluctuate a lot. The spreads can be wide. They're not adjusted to all of this new implied volatility, this new volume coming in as well. But with that being said, the entry was absolutely phenomenal. And this was the same setup. What I'm showing you right here, this is the same setup that I used on WINT, WINT stock, to make like a 40% return. The only difference was this was a gap close reversal before playing for the gap to fill below. So that gap that I showed you on the daily chart was right here. Once it came back down and started reacting as resistance, and then it pulled back, and then it shot back up and formed a double top, I told myself at 9:44 a.m., I'm getting in right here, literally before that big sell-off came. Now, with that being said, that was one of the reasons the gap close reversal to fill the gap below strategy. Also, it's turning key support right here. Key support, $29. Key support, $28. Big downside potential. Your next support level is at $25.80. Your next support level after that is $23.50. It's turning that into resistance with these bearish candlesticks. So those are all the confirmations on why I bought the put options, why I felt the trend was going to be a downtrend for the day. You can see all of the exits, all the sells right here. I traded BBBY so much better than I did with SPY. And I quickly recognized that. When I entered SPY, I was a little bit jumpy. And a lot of that has to do with, I've been in so many situations where when I try to hold these out and aim for the big target, I give back all the profits. It happens all the time. But once I stopped doing that and stopped aiming for that big win, especially with like the vast majority of my size, my results have gone through the roof. And if you do want to aim for that big win, just leave on like 20% of your size, leave on like 20, 25% of your size, and then take the rest at the key profits. Because when you're trading these option contracts, timing is everything. Your entry is everything, right? And you got to get in, you got to get out, because if they start to quickly go against you, you're going to turn a very nice win into a very nice loss. Guaranteed. So it's just having that perspective. It's like, yeah, today was the day to really ride out puts, and we sold, I sold way too soon. But you know what? How many days throughout the past 3 weeks was a situation where if I were to hold my puts, I would have lost money if I didn't get out where I did? I can guarantee you this, the vast majority of the trades that I've been entering, if I didn't get in and get out, I either would have lost money or been at break even, instead of making those 20, 30, 40, 50% returns within 30 minutes. Best time to be trading is at market open. That's where my interest is in. That's where my system is crushing it. When we see these gap downs, they rip back up, fill the gap, see them as resistance. When we see these gap ups, this is more of like a short selling tutorial, more put option tutorial. You can make money trading both ways. You don't have to be one of these suckers losing money, holding options, holding calls, buying and investing into these stocks. You can make money trading both ways. And this is really going to show you how to make money on the downside. And you can use these strategies both ways on the long side. This, in terms of trading today, it was all, downside examples, trades, potential like that being said. But yeah, I have no regrets. With SPY though, I should have been patient with some size because it already dropped 10 points. That's why. It's like this already dropped 10 points and it just shot right back up to 10 points. The sentiment's very bearish. So why not just ride some out a little bit? That's the only thing that I can really complain about in SPY. But the sells were very good on BBBY. I sold the rest when it was at 22. And another thing with BBBY is, how does it normally react when it has a massive gap up? And you can see right here, look at how it recently reacted when it had a gap up. It closed weak at the lows. So if you were to hold it until the closing price, you would have made basically the most amount of money. You can see today it closed a little bit higher than the low. But the point is, this sold off very, very hard, and history repeated itself using that gap close reversal to fill the gap strategy. So it's a simple gap method where you can combine multiple gap concepts. For example, like gap close reversal, it fills the gap, it has a reversal. Then we're playing for the gap to fill below. Then when the gap fills below, then we're playing for the call options on the long side. You see what I'm saying? Very simple concepts, and this is just some of like the basics to it. But that was the trade recaps, guys. With that being said, if you are interested in joining, Trader Society, that is going to be that first link down below in the descriptions. The results that members have been getting have been absolutely insane, guys. I'm telling you, in terms of results in my trading, it just keeps on improving, and the results are just so consistent. I'm so locked in. I'm so dialed in of just trading the best setups at the best prices. I'm not sitting here scalping all day. I'm rarely trading midday. I'm not looking to trade much in power hour. I have no interest in swing trading in this flip flop crazy market. I'm looking to get in, get out. Market open, that's where I kill it. Towards that market open up until about 10:30, 11 a.m. And then you just call it from there. You set your price alerts and then you call it. If your trades aren't coming from price alerts past 11 a.m., I can guarantee you you're most likely going to be losing money. So with that being said, this is Slap. Same guy, consistently killing it. He's made thousands last week, I remember. Now he's at it again, $1,600 profit playing Facebook and Tesla. That's another thing. On the live stream, I didn't trade this one, but when Tesla was sitting at 850s today, I literally told people Tesla looks so bearish. it looks like it's going to start to fill this gap at 838 and then crash to 830. I literally told him that when this was in the 850s today. That was another phenomenal trade idea that we had within the live trading session. If you want to watch that free live trading session that we had today and really learn and see what the live trading is like that we do at Market Open, that's going to be the second link in the description if you want to get a feel and see what today's live trading session was like. But once you join Trader Society, that first link, you get access to those live trading streams every single day at Market Open Live. Ask us questions on the spot. This is inspiring. Big shout out to him. What a day on Snap, BBBY, and Coop. Started up strong, up 1.4K, and finished up stronger, almost $3,000 for the day. One of my best days in the last few weeks. If this keeps up, I can pay off the rest of my student loans very, very soon. See, that's the beauty of Trader Society. This isn't a situation where it's going to be some expensive recurring fee. You're not going to be in debt. This is a one-time fee and you're getting lifetime access. And I can guarantee you it is not going to be like that forever. But what I can say is if you do get in now, it's lifetime access and you're grandfathered in. One day the price is going to be much higher. One day this might be a recurring program because in terms of the results that I'm getting, I can name at least 10 people in here who are making thousands of dollars every single week consistently using what I teach. So you have to ask yourself, what is that worth? How much is that worth when you have that system, when you know what works? What is that worth when you start to compound your account and don't take out all the profit? When you start to scale. I have guys making 6 figures a month. I have 2 people I can name right now who are making 6 figures a month within the program. Greg Locks, huge shout out to him, man. He's been killing it. Another $300 profit. Swank just joined the program. He asked me on Friday, I have some limit call options. Can you take a look? I'm interested in knowing if I should be swing trading this. I told him, yes, the chart is very bullish. Leave some size on to swing trade. He ended up swing trading those limit call options that he decided to make. He made his own trade using the strategies, using what he knows through his trading experience. He asked the question. I explained to him why I was bullish on the swing trade. He held those, over $3,000 profit on limit call options. We broke that down within the live trading session as well. Paul, huge shout out to him. This is the biggest day I've ever seen him have an $8,500 profit on CEI. That's absolutely amazing. Buster, let's see, percentage is great. I mean, man, it's $1,000, man. $1,000 on 20%, like that's great, man. Like, congratulations, that's a phenomenal trade. I mean, it's crazy. All these people, they're making like 3, 4, 5 times the cost of the program on like one single trade. It's like, man, I'm telling you, the guy running my ads right now, like on YouTube and Facebook, running the advertisements, trying to grow it more than just organically, like paying for ads, he thinks I'm absolutely insane for charging this little for the program. And like I said, it's not going to be at this price. Like, this is for the people who believe in me and invest in me from the ground up. At one point, it's definitely there's going to be a lot of changes to be made, and it's going to prove a lot more quality once the price is raised as well. With that being said, big shout out to GGG over $2,500 profit. Bobby killing it again, 23% return. You guys have just been crushing it. So big shout out to you guys. With that being said, let's get into the in-depth price action analysis. So if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, it's the first link. You are going to get access to, daily live trading streams every single day at Market Open. That's the key time to be trading, from 9:30 to about 10:30 a.m. And then I'll set my price alerts on key levels that I'm interested at. And then from there, I'm just free for the day. I'll answer questions within the chat. If something new pops up, I'll be looking at scanners as well. But for the most part, it's just mainly coming from price alerts, especially past 10:30 a.m. It's a very simple, highly effective strategy that we mainly use towards the Market Open. You get access to those live trading streams at Market Open every single day where you get to ask me questions. You also get access to one-on-one direct messaging with me and the members within the chat. You also get lifetime access to the chat room. You also get lifetime access to the video lesson library. That's where I teach you this simple gap method trading system where you get to learn the gap strategies, you get to learn the confirmations and the indicators we use. You get to learn the psychology and mindset behind trading along with the risk management and position sizing. There's a lot more to it. It's going to be the first link below in the description. As soon as you join, you get instant access to everything, and it's lifetime access. So guys, the opportunity is there. I'm telling you, if you are interested in crushing the market, like, the results have been crazy. I mean, I think I just saw something on the trading floor as well. My guy Casper, man, he wrote something like he had some wild results. Yeah, this right here, this Casper, man, he's been killing it as well. I remember he made like 15 grand. I think that was like 2 weeks ago, and he's still doing well. Like, the consistency has been amazing within Trader Society. He said he wished he had gone heavier on SPY puts this morning. My boss was hoovering around at the job site. He's getting mad that I'm on my phone making more in 2 minutes than he pays me in 2 weeks. And I'm telling you guys, like, he's actually doing it. I saw his profit screenshot from last week. He was watching my live trading stream. He was watching the stream. So it's a private stream on YouTube where only members get access to. And the reason why we use YouTube is because you can actually trade live on your phone and have the YouTube app open. So he was watching my stream as he was trading. You can have it. It's like a small little square box. I remember he posted it. I've been using it as well when I'm on my phone and trading on the go in terms of like, watching content or listening to a podcast or stuff like that. But you could see like he was on his Webull app, and then he's listening to it, but you can also see it, and then you can make it bigger if you want to. But the point is you can multitask on your phone. Like, guys, 2022, man, this is it, man. This is going to be the year where these option traders rise up. This is going to be the year of the option traders, man. Options trading is getting so popular, but I'm telling you, man, a couple of years from now, everybody's going to be switching options. People are going to realize, why am I trading shares? I'm not making any money trading shares. I have to go all fucking in and put my whole portfolio just to make like a quick 2 to 3%. With an option contract, I can put in like 10% of my portfolio and I can make back 10% of my portfolio. It's like, man, I'd rather put in much less money and make much bigger percentage returns and get in and out. With these, to do well with all these large cap stocks, you got to take huge position sizes and you got to hold these damn things. Small accounts aren't going to be growing if you're trading shares, right? Trade what's predictable and trade the options, man. I'm telling you, get in, you get out, use these strategies. You're going to do very, very well. All it takes is a couple great trades per week. So yeah, with that being said, it's going to be the first link in the description. Now, in terms of new setups, right? So one thing I want to make clear. So in terms of SPY, let's talk about SPY. So right now, SPY is gapping up. It closed at 419.43. It's currently gapping up. I mean, big shocker, right? It went to 417 all the way to 432. Big shocker that it's up a little bit, right? It had such an overreaction. With that being said, these are some things I want you to be aware of. It closed at 419.43. So that's going to be one of your new key levels. If 419.50, let's call it 419.50, if that reacts as a resistance level tomorrow, then SPY is going to continue to get absolutely annihilated. If it reacts to support, then it's going to start to bounce back up. Let's say the SPY gaps up. So let's say the SPY gaps up. What am I interested in doing? If the SPY gaps up, I would rather just wait to see how it reacts when it fills that gap. If this gaps up tomorrow, it's either going to try to fill this gap right here from 437, or it's just going to come back down, which is most likely what it's going to do, especially if it's a small gap up, because the SPY likes to fill its small gap ups quickly. So if it has a small gap up, odds are it's going to go back to 419.50. If that cracks and reacts as a resistance level, SPY is very, very bearish, and we're going to see a very hard sell-off, if that can happen. Now, if the SPY can bottom out at 419.50 and react to support, then you're going to see a nice gap close reversal. So it's going to be that key gap strategy, and I'm going to be using the key 419.50 level. So in terms of tomorrow, my main level of interest is at 419.50. If it has a small gap up and you want to play a put, the key levels to be looking to do so would be towards like 425 to 426. Just know though, that's not like 100% the best thing to be doing. But a recent pattern and a recent trend has shown that SPY likes to fill its gaps quickly if it's a small gap up. Just know in terms of what I teach in my strategy, I'm either waiting for 419.50 or 432.17. And by the way, you can forget about what I just said about this 435.70 level, because I completely forgot that the SPY actually hasn't filled that gap in terms of market hours trading. It filled the gap in pre-market, which is why I played the gap close reversal, but there actually is still a gap to fill at 432. So in terms of the SPY, 419.50 is your new key level. If that reacts to support, it looks bullish. It's going to try to push back up to 427. It's going to try to fill that gap. If it's looking bearish at 427, then it's going to try to go back down to 419.50. If 419.50 cracks, stocks are going to see a major sell-off. So the new updates will be within Trader Society at Market Open in terms of how we're planning to play this. But those are going to be the key levels, guys. Best level for puts is at 432. Gonna look to see how it reacts to 427. If it has a small gap, we should see a gap fill to 419.50, but we got to see how it reacts, right? And then if 419.50 can crack, you're looking at some nice downside potential coming. So in terms of Tesla is at a key critical make it or break it level. Do you guys hear that behind me? That's the rain. You probably can't hear that the way the mic's set up, but yeah, it sounds nice. So anyways, let's see. So in terms of Tesla, in terms of like, after hours, extended hours, let's take a look. It hits 793, 800 is reacting as resistance. So in terms of Tesla, your key level is going to be this right here. I want you to think of your key level as $810. If 810 reacts to the resistance, you're looking at a very hard sell-off to like at least 780. If 780 cracks, then shit's going to hit the fan. 810 is going to be my key level of interest in seeing how Tesla reacts. Keep in mind, a lot of stocks are at their key critical breakdown levels. So they're currently towards key breakdowns, not the best resistance levels. Still interested in playing them if they look bearish at those levels, but we'll definitely be scaling back in some size, right? With that being said, BBBY, this is another one I'm interested in. This one, I just want to give it some time and see how it reacts, and eventually by like some midterm put options, give them some time, ride this back down to 16. Then when it hits 16s, look for a buying opportunity. In my opinion, in the next 3 weeks, I think we'll be heading back to around $16 within the next 3 to 4 weeks. It's too early to get in. I got to wait for some pops. I got to wait for some resistance. I got to wait for some bearish confirmations. That's on the back burner for now for like a more midterm put swing trade. In terms of Netflix is getting very interesting. You have a key support level. Like I said, a lot of stocks are heading back toward, you see this pattern, you see the big green candle. SPY hasn't cracked that big green candle from 410 yet, but Netflix is already cracking its big green candle. So some stocks are trading differently. But the point is they're all getting slaughtered. Now, with that being said, $350, $360 to 300, and this key support level right here, $352. Once 352 cracked, Netflix is going to have a very, very nice downside move for a nice key breakdown put opportunity. It should crash to about right here, which would be like 300 and let's see, $335. We're due for a pullback to 335 on Netflix. Netflix looks like it's setting up for a gap fill play in the 330s. All it's got to do is turn 352 into resistance and react as a resistance, and then we should see a nice sell-off, a nice key breakdown play in the 322s. Keep in mind, as you're trading these, you have to be following the SPY, which is why I'm just dialed and laser focused mainly on SPY. In terms of another setup I'm looking at that could be a nice key breakdown level, PayPal. PayPal is looking very, very bearish. And remember, when you're playing key breakdowns, you get in, you get out. If you're playing at resistance, be a little bit more patient. That's one thing I would recommend. You're playing at the top of the channel, you're playing at a key resistance level with big downside, like SPY today at 432. It was major resistance because it was just in the 423s. It had a massive 10-point pump in like a couple hours, right? That's why it's major resistance. You see stuff like that, be a little bit more patient. On a key breakdown, don't be as patient. So with that being said, this needs to turn $94.50. If it could stay under $94.50 and turn that into resistance, which it currently is, we're looking at a nice sell-off to fill this gap at, let's see. I would say realistically, we can go to $92. If that cracks, we're looking at more of $87. PayPal looks like it's very, very bearish. But yeah, within time, stocks will continue to go lower. So with that being said, I have no interest in swing trading. I'm going to keep trading because that's what's working best. The trading is getting the results. I'm telling you, getting in, getting out, lock it in the profit, leave some on to ride, identify 2 to 3 key levels where you want to take profits, take the most off at the second level, leave a little to ride on the third level, and that first level, the one that's going to generate you the least profit. If it looks like it's really going to go back to your initial entry, just try to get out of most unless you're in on some amazing entry opportunity like I've been doing like SPY. The entry was so amazing that I should have just held more size. But that was the main mistake today. Other than that, instead of like not being as patient, like that's the thing, sometimes we get in and we get out very, very quickly. So you have to be able to recognize the setup. Does it make sense to get out so quickly? And the reason why the answer is no is because this was just in the 420s. It just went from 423 to 432. It's pumped like nearly 10 points very quickly. It's the gap close reversal strategy, the best strategy in the game. And it formed the double top, it formed the bearish confirmations. At least wait to see if it can turn previous support right here at 431 into resistance level, which it clearly did. And then I hopped onto the BBBY trend to buy puts. But yeah, just be a little bit more patient, give it some time, see if the previous support can react as a resistance level. But then again, if it is looking very bullish and you're on a put and you think it's going to back to your initial entry, take some size off no matter what. And then you can just add back in at a higher price if you get squeezed a little bit and it looks bearish, or you can just add back in at a lower price, right? At least you took the profit. So with that being said, that's going to wrap up today's price action analysis. I hope you learned something new. I hope this, really can help you get to the next level of trading, because I'm telling you guys what we have in the simplicity of this gap trading system. This is all I'm doing. I'm laser focused on trading one simple gap method system from market open till about 10:30, 11 a.m. From there, I have price alerts set at key levels I want to be trading at for the day. And for the most part, if those price alerts don't trigger, I'm not looking to make any trades. In terms of swing trades, I'm looking to rarely do those. I would say maybe like 2 to 4 per month, trying to keep it at 4 per month at the most. With my strategy, there is some great swing trade opportunities that come around. We got to be extremely patient. We got to be extremely careful within this market. And we got to take advantage at the end of the day of what's working and doing best and what's in the most of our control. And that would be getting in and getting out. If you swing trade, no matter what pattern, no matter what strategy, no matter what you think, no matter what you're using, things are out of your control. Anything can flip flop overnight. That is the problem with swing trading. And with options, if it flip flops overnight, I mean, we've seen what can happen in terms of a flip flop in a couple minutes or a couple hours, right? We're talking about overnight. You're looking at like a 50% loss, depending on what contracts you hold. You could be like a 50%, 80% loss, right? With that being said, like that's giving back a lot. When I'm trading, I ain't losing no 50%. When I'm trading, I'm losing like 10, 20%, 25% max. Like, and then the wins could be exponential. Like it wasn't too long ago, I had a 400% win on Lucid. Then I had a 400% win on Space. Then I had a 270% win on the SPY puts. Like, big wins will come. It's just one thing I've noticed is when your account hits a certain level, it's like it becomes a little bit harder to be as patient because you're making so much money compared to what you used to be. That's what I've noticed as of lately. Like within this past month, my account has hit such new heights, new levels that I haven't been maximizing as much and being as patient with my percentage wins. And a lot of the money has been coming from these quick scalps at the best levels possible with the quick, nice percentage win. But then the size helps out too. But it's like the size doesn't even have to be massive because the account is, big as well. So it's just like these are things I'm adjusting to as well. But yeah, I'm going to be working on more impatience. I'm going to be working more on profit taking. But in terms of that one mistake I made with the SPY with the sells, other than that, like this has been phenomenal and the streak is still going. So if you want to be a part of Trader Society, that's going to be the first link below in the description. You can get started trading when it's live tomorrow at market open. And I'll be sending out the daily watch list, towards the morning as well. So guys, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a lot. I hope you guys are doing well within the market. Keep me updated. Always keep me up to date. Ask me questions within the chat, within the comments. Feel free to reach out within direct message for those of you within Trader Society. Let's continue to crush it. And let's continue to try our best to finish the week green, right? To stay green, to finish strong, and to trade the best setups at the best prices. In terms of these setups, like I literally told members, like guys, we got in at the best price possible. If I know the market looks very bearish, I told them like it's probably gonna go much lower. Things are looking very, very bearish. But if you're gonna sit here and just try to scalp the trend all day, like guys, just get in at the best price, make your trade, and then just move on. Keep it stupid simple, right? Just keep it very, very simple. Put yourself, this is what I want you to do. I want you to put yourself in the best position to succeed as possible. In order to do that, you have to be trading at the best levels. You have to be trading the best setups. If you're getting in between, if you're trading midday, if you're trading after the big move where SPY already went from 432 to 425 in the first hour and a half of trading and you're still trading it, you're still buying puts, you're still trying to get in, get out. It's like you deserve to lose money. You truly do. Trading is hard enough. Options trading is hard enough. What can be simplified is if you just trade at the best key critical levels, using the gap close reversal strategies, using the gap close strategies, taking the profits along the way, leaving some size on if you feel like the big win is in your favor, right? Leaving some size on to ride, right? But at the end of the day, put quality over quantity. Put quality over quantity. Keep it very, very simple. Do not scalp all day. Do not make these stupid trades. Do not go giving back your profit. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm at this point where it's like, man, after the first hour, it's just like I'm done. That's literally it. It's like, how can I possibly get a better entry? How can I possibly get a better setup than that? How can I possibly get a better trading opportunity for that for the rest of the day? I recognized it just wasn't fucking possible. There was no way I was going to get a better entry. There was no way there was going to be a better setup. So I set price alerts on where that setup would arise, and then I walked away. Just keep doing that. Take your profits and then just walk away. right before you walk away, set the price alerts and then just walk away. So I'm gonna leave it off at that, guys. Like I said, my discipline is there. Everything's there. I see the compound effect. If you can just compound your account, you'll see within time the results are going to be exponential. It starts off slow, but I'm telling you, once you start getting up to that level, that's where it takes off exponentially. So I'm going to leave it off at that.